I don't know his story.
All right, gentlemen, welcome back. A lot of discussion off camera. I just wish we could leak your mics. We'll leak your mics and bring down the house. I should not leak your mics. Okay, because we're talking about Kenyans this afternoon, let's listen to what they have to say. We begin with Habib. He's a caller from Riverside, right here in Nairobi. But before that, let's speak to Francis. Francis is from the city of Kisumu. Francis, good afternoon. Please share with us your opinion.
Thank you, my friend over there.
Francis?
First, I'm the one talking from Kisii.
Okay, you just go on.
Yes, I'm very happy to be with you, and I've seen that you have brought in very brilliant minds who have really talked so well on the current situation in Kenya. To start with, from the king of the sky, in fact, the Kenyan really surprised the way the president is just on air all through. We have never seen the benefit of those channels that is moving here and there. With us here in the ground, we only see him, or we take him as somebody who's taking money from country A to country B to country C to country D the way he wants. Because we have never seen anything touchable on the ground as far as these journeys are being concerned. Coming to Gachagua, Gachagua is a very good and a brilliant reader. The only problem he has is that he's only talking on behalf of the mountain in the state of Kenya. That is where we have a problem with him, or otherwise what he has brought out is very good. The president has taken 12 billion on local expenses. In fact, this is a lot of money within 2 years, which should have been used for something else. Otherwise, in Kenya, we have never seen anything since the president came to power. Look in Tanzania, which is just our neighbor. They are using the railway, electric railway, while the others is just the old model of diesel.
Okay.
And it's more than expensive.
Okay.
Coming to the MPs who went for development from the State House. Ochieng, the one you have mentioned, Tom Ochieng, among others, Innocent Obidio Momanyi from Mombasa. We have never seen any development which they have put from State House.
Okay.
Not.
All right. I wanted to ask Francis if he's still online about his take on the finance bill. But Francis from Kisii, thank you so much. Let's move now to the county of Kisumu, where we find Ian. Ian, share with us your perspective.
Hello again.
The issue of DGs and DGs.
Hi, Ian.
I'm fine. It's Gian Wahome.
Yes, Gian.
Okay, now let me start with the president trips. It's so unfortunate, Ben, that just recently, Tuesday too, there was a very big controversy about his trip to the United States and the 200 million. This is a presidency that is so insensitive. It's so insensitive. I wonder if he's serving our interests or own interests. And that's where I come to agree with most of the statements coming even from my Kinodia. Now, Zach, this presidency, these trips, are they meant to help the Republic, or they are meant to achieve some personal goals? These are questions that we should really ask, because it seems even the outcry, even the current problems that are facing Kenyans, this presidency seems to have turned a deaf eye. Now, let me go to Gachagua's wars in our backyard, Mount Kenya. First, I would want to remind the deputy president that the same knife they used on Uhuru Kenyatta is currently being used on him. Now, I would want to remind the deputy president that the days of using Raila Odinga as a scapegoat And the day of using Raila Odinga's name as a punching bag to gain some political mileages are long gone. As much as I'm starting to like his way of approach, and it is so early that he has confronted William Ruto, because we told the mountain back in the days of the campaigns that this is a demonstration that has been forged on lies. And the lies don't stay for too long, Ken. And you can see the shareholders' government is slowly crumbling. And Gachagwa's it's because he has been denied some funds. Most of the duties have been directed to Mudavadi's office. And we would want Gachagua, if he's indeed really sorry about what they did to Uhuru Kenyatta, let him start from... now, lastly, Ken, please.
Yes, on the finance bill.
Finance bill.
Yes.
On Tuesday, if William Ruto will continue using the parliament as a rubber stamp, then we need to remind this presidency that we donate powers to them on our behalf. And that is simply what we are going to do on Tuesday.
Okay.
We cannot allow William Ruto to use this budget to serve the interest of the West. And that is simply what he's doing. Even today, yesterday I heard him talk about the Ukraine, Russia wars. William Ruto was not sent to that office to go and tackle some issues that are so irrelevant with us. He should be tackling the problems that are in the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jen Wahome from Kisumu. We'd like to take more phone calls, but we will not be able. But I think it's those two voices are a representation of what Kenyans really want. Gentlemen, I have about less than 15 minutes on the clock, and we have to talk about this. We're still on the issue of the finance bill. I know the report is going to come. Would anyone on the table this afternoon say that we need to give them a chance, to give the committee a chance to table their report before Kenyans can react to this? Because Tuesday is too soon.
You know, Ken, let me say this.
Yes.
The first step is that look at the conduct of Kimani Omolo, the chair of that committee. In his first attempt at explaining that report, he did say in public that forget about the motor vehicle circulation tax. We will not look at it. We are not going to change. I mean, someone who gets into a conversation with a predetermined mind, what does it tell you? So for Parliament, that entire process was a mere charade, because the chair had already made up his mind that there are certain views that people are going to talk about that he was not going to entertain. So, as Zach points out, we are not rejecting the finance bill or specific clauses. We are rejecting the totality of an attempt to raid the pockets of the sovereign without commensurate economic services, and they don't even make economic sense to them. So that even if they attempt, because what they're going to try to do is gaslight us. They'll try to remove from 2.5% to 1.5% of motor vehicle circulation, remove the eco levy on bread, just reduce, but in principle, you still increase.
Yeah.
So that is what we are saying beats the logic. Before you start a conversation on the finance bill, you should be telling us, this is our problem as a country. We are broke. And we are broke because of this debt and because of a government that's living large. So what do we do? Then the people of Kenya will tell you, start by dealing with the debt problem. Audit the debt. Open the debt register. What has been paid, what has not been paid, what is odious, what is legitimate. Then go to the next level, your lifestyle. Reduce on your expenses. William Ruto stay in the country. You never reported to duty since you were elected. You're out of this country 3 times a month. Doing what out there? You're not elected by those foreigners. You're elected by Kenyans to serve them here in Kenya. So stay here.
Okay.
Sit down with the Kenyans and say, we are reducing your foreign budget.
Okay.
We don't even want you out in the counties. Stay in Nairobi. You have county commissioners and governors.
Let them
do those jobs. So that we are starting to see a government that will be reducing on its expenses. This appetite for new motor vehicles. Mudavadi's office bought vehicles of 400 million Kenya shillings in 1 year. Gachagwa's office bought some last year. This year they want more. I mean, these vehicles are still functioning.
Okay.
So if the government starts living an austere lifestyle, reduce even the CCs. Why should these people be harassing us with big vehicles here that they bought using taxpayers' money? Ken, you can drive your V8. because you bought it using your own money.
Yeah.
But a government public servant cannot be harassing me on the road on a V8 or a Prado.
Okay.
They should be harassing me on a Probox. Then I will know that service is going on. So the point is this. I don't expect anything good out of Parliament.
Yeah.
Our Parliament is captured.
Yeah.
Those people have sold their souls to the devil, and they're not serving the people elected.
The interest of the people. Okay, as you respond, I have about 5 minutes maximum on this. As you respond, do you think if Kenya suspended development for a year or two, we'll be able to service debt? If we just suspended, we said Kenyans, let's pay recurrent, any money that is supposed to be directed to development, let's use it to pay this debt. Do you think we'll be at a better place as you respond?
Can you imagine that somebody who is employed, once they get their pay at the close of the month, they use that money to pay loans and they don't buy food, clothing, etc. I mean, life will be burdensome to such kind of person. My point is that we must not suspend development because we are paying taxes to move forward. Remember that matters to do with budget is a human rights issue. It's a political issue as well. Article 43 of the Constitution, all those socioeconomic rights can only be material when they are properly financed and prioritized. What here I think we need is having our priorities right. The issue, for example, and look at it, it flies in the face of common people, citizens, some of them who don't even have houses, that you want to renovate the deputy president's residence with colossal amounts of money.
A year and a half after.
Yes. What are you renovating in a house that he's comfortably sitting in and with the amount that surpasses the cost of its construction?
Yeah.
We have our priorities wrong. We need to have our priorities right. When President Uhuru Kenyatta took office, we had the Volkswagen Passats as recommended vehicles for government. You don't need a V8 in Nairobi to serve Kenyans as a member of parliament. What we think is, and the president actually has spoken properly when he took office. He said that we are going to, through rational approaches, engage in austere measures. This austerity must be seen in prioritization of issues in the budget.
Okay.
And so looking at it that way, I think, and appreciating that it's a human rights issue, Kenyans want to live, don't want to die because they're paying taxes.
Okay.
I think we need to have the finance bill rethought. And next week, I want to hope that the committee listened to Kenyans.
We have 2 minutes, so I'll give you a minute and Zach a minute.
Under 30 seconds.
Thank you, Ken.
They can save some for
I
us.
think it is the contention of a majority of Kenyans that this finance bill is bad. The views, this public participation, people calling in and saying it is bad, it must be rejected. We believe that the finance committee listen to the public because the views of the public are more important. We are waiting for them. We'll be glued on our TVs and some of us will be occupying parliament, not to do anything, but to listen to what they're saying. If it is true that they listen to the people, then they must factor that decision of the people in that, in enacting that bill. And lastly, we also know that William Ruto has told his members of parliament to tanga all over the constituency so that they know what's happening. That gives him the encouragement to also tanga worldwide. We want to ask them today, William Ruto, come back to Kenya. Members of parliament, restrict yourself and address the issues of concern for your people. Okay. One of the issues of concern is this budget, this finance bill. Please listen to them and act accordingly come Tuesday, because that is the only way that you shall have acted according to the Constitution of addressing their issues of concern.
Again, let me put it this way. Had the president been a man who means what he say, or a man who will only say what he means, we would trust him. But when the president says that we have fallen into a fiscal hole, you have asked a very good question. Would we suspend a budget for a year? Can we pay debt? We don't have to suspend, and I agree with him, development. All we need to do is to freeze and stop wastage. When you see Sudi with 3 million shillings every Sunday, when you see Dende Nyoro with helicopters following him and with a chase helicopter, not a chase car, a chase helicopter, taking money to Western, taking money to Central, taking money to Coast, taking money to Northeastern. When you see a president's PA holding money that almost breaks his hand, and they are going to donate to church. These are the things that Kenyans are feeling pain about. Okay. Because this obviously is taxation money. This is money from his law firm, is money from his job, is money from your salary, is money from business that Kenyans are saying. It is not that Kenyans don't want to pay tax. And I want to emphasize, we also pay taxes. Yeah. And I'm a happy Republican to contribute to the state so that they can manage our affairs. So this is it. The president should stop wastage. These people who are stealing money to go and buy voters and confuse voters are the one bringing problems. And lastly, Kuria Kimani-led committee should not be trusted. You ask that question. I'm answering you. Why? Because just like Maria Antoinette, the revolutionary French queen, who said that I can hear noise out there. She was a queen elevated. Okay. Then she was asking, what is happening? She was told, no, people are saying bread, bread, bread. Then she went to the place and said, if you people cannot eat bread, why don't you eat cookies? Okay. You know, this is what he said. If you cannot pay 2.5% tax, then stop driving. Okay. And then he said the bread is supposed to regulate sugar. People are getting diabetes. So is that people we should trust, my brother?
Thank you.
I asked for 30 seconds. Let me just say that question of whether if we suspend development, we can deal with our debt. Yeah. Number one, in the last financial year, this coming end financial year, we are going to spend 1.8 billion shillings on debt finance. Our collection is going to be 2.1 billion Kenya shillings. 400, so already,
trillion.
1.8 trillion Kenya shillings is our debt finance. 2.1 trillion is our total collection, revenue, local revenue. Now it means, even if we suspended development, we will not still be able to pay 1.8 trillion on a 2.1 trillion revenue. Then the second point, in this financial year, this is Ruto's conduct. They had allocated 867 billion Kenya shillings for development. Do you know how much they had spent until end of May? 200 billion. Only. So no development is taking place in this country. That is why there is no new road, there is no new SDR, there is no new bridge, no new dam.
Education is being
They're reducing everything on development. So
thank you, gentlemen. We've run out of time. But I promise, as always, I will invite you back to have a discussion on this, especially after Tuesday, right? Yes. I will ask for special permission from Jesse Rogers to host this. Following it. No, I need to. John is going to fade us.
We should not gravitate towards violence and tension. Okay. As the deputy president would want us to believe that the country is in problem. Okay. Those are personal differences. Kenyans should maintain peace, love, and unity. We are one. Buffalo soldier in the heart of Africa.
Zaki Nuthia, former CS, asante sana kuja. Fred Okango, thank you so much for coming. Javas Bigambo and Willie Setieno, all in a day's work. My name is Ken Mijungo on behalf of the whole team. Enjoy your Sunday. Tomorrow is a holiday, but we'll be working for you. Have a good day.